where the angels circle around above the 7 heavens, and 70,000 angels go round that Baytul Ma'mur, and once they have completed one journey around it, they never ever will get a chance to perform it again. That's the amount of angels, and this will continue up until the day of judgment. So that's the amount of malaika Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, just there. So they built it, they came to the earth, and they built it. Now why is this Kaaba known as the Kaaba? Why is it known as Kaaba? Now Kaaba in Arabic means ankle. The ankle, just as the ankle is raised, when Allah created the world, created it with water, and there was water everywhere. Apart from one place which stood out and it was dry, and it was appearing as if it's an ankle, it was up, raised above the water. And that's the spot where the Kaaba is. And even now, scientists mention about the Kaaba being, sorry, I'm just going to stand. Scientists, they say that the Kaaba is exactly in the middle of the earth. It's exactly in the middle of the earth. So it's the center, it's a focal point, and the middle and the center of everything. That's the Kaaba. So when the Malaika and the angels built it, they built it on the same architecture as the Baytul Ma'mur, and they built it there. Now there is a direct link between the Kaaba and the Baytul Ma'mur. Even now, you will never ever find any planes, airplanes flying above the Kaaba. They will always go around it, because there is a direct connection of light from the Baytul Ma'mur to the Kaaba. And so the Malaika built it. Then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and Hawa alayhi salatu wasalam to this earth, to the earth, Adam and Eve, when they came to this earth, Allah instructed Adam alayhi salatu wasalam to build the Kaaba. So he built it as well. And then it was demolished, and the next person that built it was Sheikh alayhi salatu wasalam. Sheikh was another prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who built it after Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. Then it was the Amaliqa. The Amaliqa were a nation that built the Kaaba again. Then it was the people of Qusay bin Kilab, actually the Qabila Jurhum. Do you remember this tribe, Jurhum? For those students who are studying the Seerah, if you remember, the tribe of Jurhum. Remember them?
The tribe of Islam.
Well done. MashaAllah, she's answered the question. So, the tribe of the wife of Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam was the Ishmael, and the people of Jurhum built the Kaaba the next time. After that, the people of Qusay bin Kilab, in fact Qusay bin Kilab himself, he built. Now Qusay bin Kilab is one of the forefathers of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he's from the lineage of Ishmael. And then it was the Quraysh. Now the Quraysh, they were the ones, this was another tribe of Arabia, and that's the tribe of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He built, and they built actually, the Kaaba. Now when they built the Kaaba, and just a bit about the history of why and how they built it. When they built this house of Allah, they were very cautious. What was their caution? It was that they should build this house with income which was earned through halal means. Meaning that if they had earned any money through interest or through taking over the wealth of someone else, or stolen money, or money from gambling, they would not use that money in the Kaaba. to build the Kaaba. So each tribe had given their money, but when halal income, when their pure income was finished, they could not complete the Kaaba on the same scale as Qusay bin Kilab had built it. Now, if I can just quickly draw a bit of a diagram, I'm going to use this red one. So imagine this is the Kaaba now. Okay, I'm not very good at art, as you can see. There is one part which is known as the Hatim. Okay, it's a bit like that. However it is anyway. Okay, so this Kaaba was now, it was built initially, it was like this. It was built like that. And another reason why they call it the Kaaba is because, as you can see, when you look at it from above, it will be as if it's raised from there. Okay, this is flat, this is square, and the rest is like a curve, like an arch. So some people say that's why it's called the Kaaba. But because they didn't have the Quraysh, now this is the Quraysh, the tribe Quraysh, when they didn't have enough money to complete it in this way, they left it like this. They left it like that. Now they had a black stone. Now this is the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before the time of prophethood. So there was a black stone which is known as Al-Hajarul Aswad, the black stone. What is this black stone? This black stone was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He sent Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and his wife Hawa alayhi salatu wasalam to this earth. He sent this black stone with them, but it wasn't black. It was actually whiter than milk when it was sent from Jannah, when it was sent from paradise. Now this stone has a quality of absorbing the sins of humanity. And hence when people are ordered to kiss the black stone, when they kiss it, it absorbs their sins. Now can you imagine from the time of Adam ﷺ right up until now, it's been absorbing all the sins. That's why it's gone very black now. It's gone completely black. So, without any discrimination towards anyone, but this is what is, the history of the black stone. Then, when they completed the building, the Quraysh, they wanted to have the black stone placed into one of the corners. And they were wondering who's going to put it, because there were many tribes and many leaders of the Quraysh themselves. So what they did is they thought of a plan. What was the plan? The plan was they said, okay, we'll wake up, we'll leave it as it is now. Tomorrow morning we'll see who's the first person that walks through the haram. Okay? That is the haram. What is the haram? This is the place where, now when you enter this place, there's quite a few doors everywhere. Okay? Before there were not that doors, the doors were not there. But this is like a boundary to say that this is the haram. It's the part where people enter to perform the circulation around the Kaaba. Anyway, they said that the first person that walks into the haram will be the one that will take up the responsibility of placing the black stone, because it was an honor. The next day, the first person that walked into the haram was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when he walked in, they knew immediately that yes, this person, they used to call him trustworthy, as-sadiq al-amin, the truthful and the trustworthy, even before he became a prophet. So they gave him the responsibility. Now when they gave him the responsibility, he wanted to be fair with everyone. So what he did is, he told all the leaders of the Quraysh to take a piece of cloth, and each one should hold a piece of cloth. Each leader of each tribe should hold a piece of cloth on the sides, and the black stone was then placed into the middle, and they brought it towards the Kaaba, into one of the corners where the black stone was now supposed to be placed. So that when they brought it there, they all brought it together. So nobody could say that, oh, our tribe was the one that was honored with placing the black stone. Nobody could boast about it. Everybody had equal opportunity. And then he placed it himself because it was his honor, as he had entered the haram, the first person. So then he placed the black stone where it is now. This was at the time of the Quraysh. Then, after the Quraysh, it was Abdullah ibn Zubayr radiallahu anhu. Due to floods and fires, this structure had actually, ruined. And it was demolished because of floods. And Abdullah ibn Zubayr radiyallahu anhu was a companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he built it. After him it was Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi. Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi was a tyrant. You can see this brother smiling here. He was a tyrant. He was a very, very bad ruler. Okay, and he had murdered quite a few people, a bit like Saddam. Okay, and he had murdered quite a few people. Over 120,000 Muslims that he had murdered, and non-Muslims, and amongst them were the companions of the Prophet ﷺ as well. But then he took over this place, which is the Makkah, and from Abdullah ibn Zubayr, and then he ruined the Kaaba, he demolished it, and then he rebuilt it on the structure of the Quraysh. So, if you've paid attention, this was quite a few times that the Kaaba was ruined and then built again. If you paid attention very closely, I haven't mentioned one very significant or two very significant people who built the Kaaba. Anybody guess? Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, him and his son Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. Now there is a difference of opinion amongst different monotheistic religions. The Christians and the Jews, they believe that the person that was going to be slaughtered by Ibrahim ﷺ was Ishaq. And the Muslims believe, no, it was Ismail ﷺ. Now, before we come to that, let's go back into the time of Ibrahim ﷺ, because this whole Hajj and pilgrimage is about the journey of Ibrahim ﷺ and his wife Hajar ﷺ, as some people call her Hagar. Okay? So, what Ibrahim ﷺ was told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was that leave your wife and your child at this particular place, which is the Makkah, which is Makkah, where it was a barren land, and it still is. There's nothing that grows there. Maybe artificially now, but in those days there was nothing growing there. And Ibrahim ﷺ was from Palestine, near the Palestinian areas, near the Bayt al-Muqaddas, which was the other house in Jerusalem, Al-Quds. So he left his wife and his son Ismail in Makkah. When he left them in Makkah, there was nothing there, and he gave them a little bit of provision, a few dates and a bit of water. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Ibrahim, in the chapter of Ibrahim, mentions that Ibrahim made a supplication, he made a dua. What was his supplication? That, "O Allah, O my Lord, إني أسكنت من ذريتي بواد غير ذي زرع عند بيتك المحرم." That, "O Allah, O my Lord, indeed I have left my family in a barren land where there's nothing that grows, in a valley," which is the valley of Makkah, because Makkah is at a valley, "near your house, near your blessed house." So the house was already there.